Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. So since this channel is supposed to document my life, I figured I would sort of make a video talking about how my first 2 weeks of uni have gone so far, and basically the advantages, like the pros and cons, like the advantages and disadvantages of being in university, because it is a very different environment to anything else I've been exposed to before. So I want to start off with the advantages, like the good things, the things that I actually like about university, and there's quite a lot of them. And I hope maybe you can relate to some of these. So, number one, I really like, I guess, sort of just the landscape of university. I mean, dude, like, this that uh, the university that I go to is so big. There's just so many buildings. There's so many libraries. The sort of environment, the trees, the 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 landscape, everything about it is just really nice and very prestigious. It honestly feels like I don't deserve it, and sometimes I'm just like, obviously I'm mindlessly just going through the day, and then I realize, how am I here? Like, how am I actually here? Like, how am I in this massive environment with like all these pretty smart people? Um, it's something I've never ever been exposed to ever. Especially because I grew up in India. I spent my first 9 years in India, and then I moved here when I was 9 years old, to Australia. And while I still think that I've spent perceptually most of my life here, it still is pretty jarring to be in this environment. But I think it's a positive, especially because like I'm exposed to something new, and that's always pretty cool. So that's a very honestly, it's not even the biggest advantage. I'd say probably like maybe one of the bigger advantages is like just the independence and sort of like the fact that you're an adult now, and like it's just cool, like of course growing up kind of sucks because there's all these responsibilities that you have to now sort of have, compared to when you were younger. But I don't know, some parts of uni are, like the independence, like the fact that you're grown up, and like you can sort of do whatever you want. You don't have to, do some history class or some science class that you don't want to do. You can kind of do whatever you feel like, if that kind of makes sense. This one is very personal to me. It's not a really like it's very niche and very nuanced. I don't think it's a very like relatable thing, but um, in before university, in college, studying was really important, because obviously the grades that you got in college, which is basically the 2 years before university, the last 2 years of high school, the grades that you get there determine what university you're going to go to. Not really necessarily determine, but like the better the grade, the more like prestigious university or the more prestigious degrees you can do. So if you want to really do a degree, like you want to do, let's say, a degree of, I don't know, engineering, but you don't have a good enough ATAR, then you won't be able to do it at this specific university, if that kind of makes sense. And now that we're already in university, we don't really have to worry about that as much. So there's not that much pressure of like studying really hard. Now, granted, I'm only 2 weeks into uni, and I've only done like 3 assignments so far, which is still a lot, especially for the first 2 weeks. But it's gonna get worse. This is gonna get a lot worse, and I'm not excited. I'm pretty terrified, to be honest. I guess meeting new people, and making new friends is really cool as well. And I don't know if it's just my university or what, but like the people that I meet, most of the people I've met are really like social. They really want to make new friends. I guess it's kind of like because we're in the first 2 weeks of university, and everyone's just so lost, and everyone sort of wants to make friends as well. So if I every time I've like approached someone and talked to them, I've never had like them just telling me to go away, or like them not giving me the same signals. Like they always reciprocate that same sort of emotion of wanting to talk to me as well, which is really cool. That definitely wasn't the case back in high school, back in college, even back in primary school, some people would just be so like mean for no apparent reason. But in university, that's definitely fixed itself. And also like the fact that you're just surrounded by so many people who are sort of like-minded almost, because you're surrounded with people who are doing like the same degrees as you. Obviously, they're doing the same classes as you. So, and it's university, right? Like you're kind of choosing to be there. It's unlike high school and college where like everyone's just forced to be there and they don't even really care about what they're learning. It's not like that in university anymore. It's a completely different environment. So that's really cool as well. I think we're gonna move on from the advantages though, because I really like that's probably it. Um, University is hard. What can I say? Even 2 weeks in, I sound like a baby just complaining, but um, and the reason I'm saying that is because it's gonna get so much worse. Like I'm 2 weeks in, I have a lifetime ahead of me. Literally, I have a lifetime ahead of me. I'm barely a drop in the bucket. Um, so let's sort of get into some of the things that not like disadvantages, but like things that are hard, things that are worse now than they were in any other stage of my life. First is probably studying. Now, I am the least like if you think that I'm not really into studying or I'm a zero GPA or anything like that, I'm probably the furthest away from that. Honestly, I really really like studying. Studying was my life last year, right? Like it was literally everything I could like. Every conversation I got into was just me talking about how much I liked studying, how much I liked math, how much I liked the grading system in our school and stuff. It was it was pretty unhinged. um and it got to a point where it was like too much almost. And going from that to now, not even like, dude, the first week of university, the first week, right? It was not bad. Like the studying, like the content that we were learning, it really wasn't that bad because it's the first week. We were just getting into things. The second week, I don't know what happened, but like someone just turned the dial up to like 100 because everything just got so much more difficult. All the lectures, the content that we were covering, like it felt like I had missed like a full year's worth of studying, and I'm just now put back into university. Like it got so difficult in our second week compared to our first week, and God, I mean, there was just so much more catch up to do. There was obviously now starting to get some assignments given to us as well, um, and honestly, like this weekend, my weekend is it started on Friday. Like Friday was my first day, kind of starting the weekend because I don't have to go to university that day. And today's Saturday. It's actually Saturday night, and I've done barely any studying. Like I've done barely anything this entire like the past 2 days. I've done nothing. Like in college, like last year, I used to spend like 7-8 hours just studying nonstop every single day, just doing so much. And I actually like the reason I did it is because I actually liked it. Like I wouldn't be recording this video if I didn't want to. That kind of makes sense. I wouldn't be doing majority of the stuff in my life if I didn't really like it. Like I could, but it's very hard for me to like sort of do something I don't want to do for an extended period of time. And that is very evident right now because I love math. I love math so much. And it was my life back last year. Like literally, it was just my life. Now, despite of me being in university and like math becoming more like interesting and like abstract in a way, I tried to sit down today to sort of catch up on the lectures that I didn't miss, but like obviously you're supposed to like go back through the lecture notes and sort of reiterate what the lecturer just said, like reiterate that stuff that you just learned, kind of relearn it. And I just couldn't get myself to do it. Like I don't know, maybe it's because I had a 3 month summer holiday and I'm just not used to it still, or if it's just too hard. Like I don't know, I just cannot focus anymore. It's like my love for studying and math is just gone. And it kind of sucks. It kind of sucks. I haven't done like jack shit in the past 2 days, past 3 days, honestly, which is very unlike me. And yeah, that's sort of another thing that sort of gets on to my next point. Um, the lectures, like you go to lectures to like obviously learn the topics, but then you're gonna have to come back home and then just rewatch the lecture anyway because you don't understand 90% of what the lecturer is saying. Uh, I find that pretty silly. Now, thankfully in our university, I'll give credit. Lectures are not mandatory to attend. Um, it's recommended and they kind of force that on you, but it's not necessary. They record the lectures and everything. Regardless, though, you still have to, if you go to the lecture, you're still gonna have to like watch it back. And many cases, if you're unlucky enough, you still won't understand it. You have to like go onto YouTube, which is what I had to do this Wednesday actually. I literally had to look up the topic that we were doing on YouTube so I could actually understand it. The lecture notes and the lecture recording didn't help at all. And it's like, why? Like I feel like I don't know. I can't really suggest another sort of system, but like just the lecturers, like it seems like all they're designed to do is just follow this script of whatever they're meant to say, and then that's it. Like they don't help at all. At least that's kind of what I feel. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they actually do want to help us, but it feels like they're just doing it because they just have to, or they don't care about they don't care about us. They don't really care about us. That little Michael Jackson there, but I don't know. That's definitely something that is pretty annoying. Speaking of annoying, my university is a 30-minute drive from where I live, and a 50-minute bus ride, including like walking. And so actually, the bus ride's 40 minutes, and then like walking to university from the bus stop, and then walking to the bus stop to get to the bus from my home. The total walk combined is around 15 minutes. So it's basically a 1 hour bus trip from here to there. Yeah, I think that's probably it. Like honestly, like it's just more. Like the only word I could say is it's just more in university. Like everything that you've done so far in like high school and college, it's just amplified. Everything is just amplified, including the good stuff and the bad stuff, in my opinion. But again, only 2 weeks in. I have not even scratched the surface. I guarantee you in like May, shit is gonna go sideways. I don't even know what's gonna happen. I'm just like putting my prediction in right now. I might not even record videos for like a month straight because there's just so much stuff to do. I hope I still record videos. Because like I really want to. I would rather record videos than do university studying in week 2, at the end of week 2. No, God knows what's gonna happen in 8 weeks time or whatever. But for right now, yeah, I really am enjoying the whole recording process, getting back into things, getting back into the YouTube thing. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Maybe I'll make a weekly, maybe I'll make this like a weekly thing, maybe like a bi-weekly thing, like once in 2 week kind of thing. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, that's about it.